What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so I called it, folks. I outright called it. I said this just the other day. I said, when is the Trump administration going to go after Act Blue? We saw the James O'Keefe. As a matter of fact, I've got a clip for you guys. As a matter of fact, rehashing a clip to show you just because. Check this out. Trump orders Justice Department to investigate Democrats' top fundraising platform. That's right. So they are finally getting the message. They are finally opening up the taps to the DOJ and going after the money laundering scheme that Act Blue appears to be. I'm going to say allegedly. Like I said, I've got a clip to show you guys. We're going to get into it right quick. Let's go ahead and get this thing started because I can't wait to get into this, y'all. Check this out. Trump has ordered the Justice Department to investigate the Democratic Party's top fundraising platform, the latest example of Trump using the tools of government to go after his political opponent. Now, just for a kind of a spoiler, if you will, my very next video, once again, we're going to be talking about media manipulation and how, Americans' trust in the media has just fallen off a cliff, as a matter of fact, over the past several decades. But yeah, it's just gone. And this is the reason why. I wish to God somebody from the AP would watch this video. Listen, AP, when you start your article off with, oh, this is a tool of government Donald Trump is going after his political opponents with. Okay, do you not understand? Do you not realize the level of malfeasance that has been going on with Act Blue? Allegedly. We'll say allegedly. Because, yeah, if you just go to James O'Keefe and go watch his whole essay on this, it is fascinating. And you will see, okay, we have a problem here. This definitely needs to be investigated. This has nothing to do with Trump going after his damn political opponents. But this is why the trust in modern mainstream media has absolutely cratered. Because you start off from a place of bias, saying, oh, well, this is just Trump, invoking his retribution or whatever. Why don't you just be honest? Trump, in an executive order signed Thursday, directed Attorney General Pam Bondi to investigate allegations that Republicans have raised that Act Blue allows illegal campaign donations like this.
Who has donated a total of $217,000 made through 12,000 different contributions in a 3-year period of time. Now, some records indicate that you donated $32,000, 3,000 different contributions people made at this address in your name. Are you aware of that happening? You're not aware of that happening?
Talk to Donald Trump.
Talk to Donald Trump? Well, how would Donald Trump help me answer that question?
Hit him with a bat.
Hit Donald Trump with a bat?
Yeah, right over the head.
How would that help me answer this question?
It would certainly keep you in the news.
To do with
I want to see a scar on his fucking head.
My name's James O'Keefe, and we're doing a story on the number of people that have donated with your address. Did you donate to Act Blue, a political cause? How many times a month do you donate to Act Blue?
I don't know. I don't know how many times. I don't understand why I'm getting this.
Well, the question is, you did donate to Act Blue, right?
Yes, once in a while, yes.
Did you donate 1,009 times?
I don't know. I mean, once in a while I donate $5 or so dollars or something like that during election year.
What about $18,850?
I doubt that.
Not that many donations.
No, I don't think so.
The Federal Election Commission indicates that much money was donated to Act Blue and Biden for president.
I wish I could have donated $18,000 to Biden's presidency.
How much did you donate?
I don't know. I don't
Order
know.
of magnitude.
Like I said, I donate $5 once in a while because I have various charities I like to give to.
Do you know people are using your address?
I don't think so.
Does it sound about right that there's been 18,000 contributions
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
in the amount of like $170,000?
Absolutely not.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So that's not you doing that?
No, it's not.
But does the frequency ring a bell that you're donating that much every like 10 times a day sometimes?
No.
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 Do you think someone is maybe fraudulently
Well, they
debiting
must
your
be.
accounts or
They
something?
must be. ActBlue is the one I use for political
Right, yep.
donations. And I do not make that kind of political donations.
Right. So right here, yeah, it's 18,672 different contributions that total an amount of $170,000.221.
No.
James O'Keefe, just asking about those contributions. We spoke on the phone. Have you donated to ActBlue in the past?
I don't believe so.
You're listed as someone who's given over 31,000 individual contributions to various causes for a total of $230,000 to $30,000 using your name in this address.
No, that's not us.
That's not you?
Nope.
Have you ever donated to ActBlue? Or
I think my wife has, but nowhere near.
are you aware that people are using your name?
No,
Have you donated to ActBlue in the past?
I don't believe so.
If you ask me, it's shocking, but not shocking, if you will, right? Like, you know, these political PACs and these fundraising organizations, they raise a lot of money, and you got to wonder, like, how do they raise so much money? You wonder where this money is coming from. But, you know, like I said, it doesn't really shock me because there's a lot of bad people out there, folks. And I'm not saying that that just because an investigation is warranted and it appears like there's some money laundering going on doesn't mean that Democrats are behind it or anything like that. So don't go get out there and thinking that I'm like, Democrats are evil, they're laundering money. No, that's not necessarily true, right? This could be just a couple of bad actors working behind the scenes. You never know what could really be going on. But nevertheless, this warrants investigation just outright. Right, and for the media to come out and try to defend ActBlue in this by saying, oh, well, this is just Trump's retribution campaigns going on, that's another, like, tick on the box, if you will, kind of pointing in a certain direction. Like, why is the media trying to cover this up, huh? This is strange. None of this has been covered by the mainstream at all. That video should have been headline news all across the United States, if not the world, for crying out loud. That video right there. But once again, you don't hear anything about any of this, but let's keep going. Democrats who had anticipated they would be targeted. I wonder why. Huh, that's fascinating. Anticipated they would be targeted, huh? Now, if you're, like, situation right quick, hypothetical, if you're out there not doing anything wrong, and all of a sudden, you know, you get a new president, and you don't like that president, right? I mean, do you think that all of a sudden they're going to come investigate you? No, I'm sorry. Anticipated. Of course they anticipated this because they knew these investigations were going on, and they knew eventually that this investigation is going to make it to the top. And when the people at the top, especially in the Donald Trump administration, hear about this, oh, they're going to jump right on it. Sure. Are they jumping a little bit quickly because it's the opposition? Yes. A little bit too fervently because it's the opposition? Sure. Is it wrong? Does any of that mean it's wrong? Absolutely not. But like I did say in the other day, in a video the other day, that, you know, what Donald Trump needs to do just to keep things professional, if you will, keep things unbiased, he needs to investigate WinRed, which is the Republicans, pretty much the counter to ActBlue, if you will. It's fascinating. Democrats who anticipated they would be targeted condemned the move Thursday, and ActBlue called it an oppressive use of power by the White House. So we should just allow them to keep laundering money. Yeah, sure, why not? The Trump administration's and GOP's targeting of ActBlue is part of their brazen attack on democracy in America. This is why trust in media is gone. It's been eviscerated. Today's escalation by the White House is blatantly unlawful and needs to be seen for what it is. Donald Trump's latest front in his campaign to stamp out all political, electoral, and ideological opposition, ActBlue said in a statement. Now, see, you could kind of get away with saying that if Donald Trump was eligible to run again as president, but he has no political ambitions anymore, folks. Why? I'm just saying, just the question must be asked. Then why is he doing this? This is fascinating, y'all. Maybe it's because he saw some evidence, corporate press. Funny, funny, funny. Act Blue said it would pursue all legal avenues to protect and defend itself, which they're entitled to, and you would expect. Yes, definitely do that. You are going to need lawyers. Act Blue will continue its mission and work undeterred and uninterrupted, providing a safe, secure fundraising platform for the millions of grassroots donors who rely on us. Funny, after seeing that video. That's a funny statement. Trump's order directs Bondi, in consultation with the Treasury Department, to investigate allegations that online fundraising platforms, and specifically Act Blue, have been used by some to make straw or dummy contributions, which is what we saw in the video, or foreign contributions to political candidates and committees. The findings of the investigation will be reported back within 180 days, according to the order. Since taking office, Trump has sought to use the powers of government to retaliate against his opponents, including ordering security clearances to be stripped and punishing law firms linked to prosecutors who have investigated him or who have ties to his adversaries. Now that's a funny statement, because you could look at this in a whole different direction. A new administration comes in and maybe they don't trust some people, so yeah, they're going to revoke their security clearances. Maybe there's a good reason for this. Do you really expect, like, just this whole thing about the security clearance nonsense? I covered an article the other day that was talking about this and just how absurd it is, right? Like, do you really expect to just keep a security clearance forever for federal buildings, to get into the White House, blah, 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 whatever security clearance they may have? Do you really expect to just keep that indefinitely? Or do those expire at some point? Yeah, I don't see a problem. It's definitely under their purview. It's their prerogative, for crying out loud, to revoke any security clearance they deem necessary, as a matter of fact. Funny, funny, funny. Act Blue, which Democratic campaigns have used for 2 decades, had helped power an outpouring of small dollar donations to candidates and causes. It was so successful that Republicans eventually created a counterpart, WinRed, which Trump did not target in the order. And like I said, I think he should. He absolutely should. Just to keep everything open, keep it honest and transparent. Hey, look, just say you're going after WinRed as well and have somebody look into it, for crying out loud. I'm just saying, there's no allegations of anything against WinRed at this point that I've heard of. And I did a little bit of research trying to see if there was any sort of allegations. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. So there's no reason to go after WinRed. But once again, like I said, with liberal media these days, this is exactly what they're going to do. This is going to be the narrative. Oh, this is just Trump's retribution, which it's not an argument, by the way. It's really not. It's like ad hominem here, right? You're just saying, oh, Trump's a bad guy. That's why he's coming after us, because he's evil. Republican National Committee Chair Michael Whatley applauded the investigation, saying in a statement, "The Democrats' dark money scam has gone on long enough." Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee Chair Susan Delbean, Democratic National Committee Chair Ken Martin, Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee Chair Kristen Gillibrand, and Democratic Governors Association Chair Laura Kelly denounced the executive order in a joint statement. Donald Trump's memorandum targeting Act Blue is designed to undermine Democratic participation, and it's no wonder why, the statement said. He knows Americans are already fed up with his chaotic agenda that is driving the economy off a cliff, so he's trying to block lawful grassroots donations from supporters, giving just 5 or 10 to candidates who oppose him, while further empowering the corrupt billionaires who already control his administration. That is the loveliest statement coming from these people, the chairs of all these committees, the Democratic committees. Love it, don't you? Grassroots. Well, you remember that video, right? Yeah, that's not grassroots. I'm sorry. This needs to be nipped in the bud, right? Because it's illegal, for one. It seems to allegedly, we'll keep saying allegedly because it's alleged at this point. We don't have any proof of this, but all this information is easily looked up, right? James O'Keefe did the legwork, went to the FEC and went through all their records, went through ActBlue's donations, because all of that stuff has to be public, in the public domain, essentially, to where you can just go look it up, just to be open and honest, because of democracy, right? So it's just fascinating how the Democrats are trying to play this. They're going ad hominem and saying, oh, well, Trump's just evil. Instead of trying to defend ActBlue legitimately, they choose to just go on personal attacks. Of course, once again, this is an ethos of the left. This is what they do. If and when they run out of facts, they just go to personal attacks. You're a racist, you're a bigot, you're a misogynist, you're whatever. That's always what it is. And it's fascinating as hell to me. It really is. Fascinating as hell. But, stuff like this, we really need to fix this country, y'all. Like, this country has been getting more and more corrupt for a very long time. We've got a lot of corruption in government. And it's like, how do you fix that, right? When it's entrenched that deeply, how do you fix it? Well, you need to start over in a sense, right? You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, but you might throw the bathwater out, if you will, because the Constitution is a really, really good document, y'all. It's a really, really good form of government. In my opinion, it's the best government. So it's not the system that's bad. It's the actors within that system that are bad. Right? So we need to root out those actors. And, once again, Donald Trump is doing this. He's firing thousands of federal employees, but it can't stop there. We must go further. We have to go further. He's already kicked the legs out from underneath the roots of the tree with USAID. Once again, like I said, we covered that, where, USAID was giving all this money out in grants to all these NGOs, and some of those same NGOs donated back to ActBlue. This is all going to be investigated, and I can't wait to see the end result, because this will justify what Doge did to USAID, just outright, and history will reflect positively. It needs to find the evidence, though, right? If it's there. If it's there. If it's not there, that's not going to be a good look for the Trump administration. I'm not going to lie. That's not going to be a good look at all. But I really can't wait to see the end result of all of this, right? Like, this is going to be so fascinating once all the evidence starts pouring out of the door and we see everything laid out in front of us. Hopefully there's some arrests and somebody goes down for this, because there's too much evidence, right? Like, that one video by itself. How do you explain that away? Like, seriously, how can you explain that? All these people making thousands upon thousands of donations to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And these people have no idea this is going on. How do you explain that away? There's some sort of malfeasance there. There's some disconnect, and we need to connect that back and find that connection and figure out where the root of the problem is. And like I said, get rid of it. If we need to impose some really harsh sentences to disincentivize this in the future, go right ahead. We've got to do something. This soft on crime nonsense from Democrats is getting out of hand. California is a crime state at this point. Seriously, like, I just saw a video the other day where they're trying to do more reforms to the criminal justice system to be more laxed on the criminals. Like, are you kidding me at this point? Like, wow, more laxed on the criminal. Okay, sure, go right ahead, and let's see how that works out, because at this point, we've just had this massive boost in crime in these urban areas, and it just seems insane. Like, people can't even go outside. They're scared to go outside. They've got to lock everything up in cabinets. I don't know if you guys have seen, well, I've seen videos of it. I haven't seen it in person, but they've got these pictures of products, and if you want something, you have to go get somebody and they go get the product. They don't even put it on the shelves anymore behind a cabinet or something. They keep it in the back where you can't even freaking get to it. It's getting absurd out there, folks. So something needs to happen. We need to have a major come to Jesus moment in this country with our culture, at least, right? A massive, some kind of conservative revolution or something. Something needs to happen, because this soft on crime nonsense and this blatant liberalism is just going way too far. It really is, folks, with all this woke ideology nonsense. It's getting out of hand, but I think I've been rambling for a pretty good while, so I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comments section. Y'all don't forget to smash that like button for me, subscribe if you're new around here, and y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. Peace.